Welcome to Season 1, Episode 12 of Sean's Outdoor Adventures. In this episode, we're going to be tracking black bear. So let's go ahead and jump right into the action.
Okay, today is November 29th, the day after Thanksgiving. It's Friday. On Wednesday, which is 2 days ago, that's when that was the last day of the black bear season here in Pennsylvania, the gun for guns. And so last night we got home from my in-laws after Thanksgiving dinner. We got home around 6:45. It was dark out. I would say 7:30, 8 o'clock. We were in the house and we heard gunshots not far away. And I was like, man, that sounded like something be getting poached right there, because we don't normally hear gunshots so close to the house like that at that time of day. And so it kind of bothered me, and I went and looked out the window. I didn't see any vehicles, but my wife then at 9 o'clock went to go do some Black Friday shopping, and she called me on the phone while she was still in the driveway. She said there's bear tracks all around the car. Here, let me show you that. So I came out, and obviously here's our vehicle. The bear, after we had gotten home, these tracks are pretty fresh, walked right around here, right in front of the vehicles, and then right up the hill here. And I am going to go track the bear and see if I can find any sign of poaching. So, and here's something too, like we built this addition on the house, finished it last year, and a bear had put its paw up on the window right there while there was still dirt, still muddy on the ground from the construction. And I just leave it there as just like a little memento, So that kind of bear paw smudge has been on the window for about a year now. But, I like it. It's good. So, all right, I'm going to track this bear. And, obviously, we're going to see if there's any blood at the end of the trail. I'm hoping not. If anything, I'm hoping that the person who I heard shooting last night, it was two gunshots almost at the same moment. So it was almost like two shooters. But I'm just hoping that they did not shoot this bear. So let's go see what we discover. So at this point, I have tracked the bear to the road, and there are no tracks on the other side of the road anywhere. I'm going to walk up the road to see if maybe the bear walked along the road and then cut back in, but as of right now, he's giving me the slip. Well, I was just discouraged and kind of beating myself up a little, saying I'm a disgrace to trackers that I lose the track of a black bear in the snow. Eventually, I walked up the road. I'm about 150 yards from where the bear came out the road, and the bear walked straight up the road here, about 150 yards, and then dipped off to the side right here. So I'm going to continue the track. This is definitely interesting. He was on this really good deer trail, which made his tracks hard to decipher. But then I can see right here the bear branched off of the deer trail and headed this direction. It's a little harder to track him with some of these weeds too. But it's kind of fun if you ever want to get out there and do some tracking, especially if you live in an area where there's some snow. Now's the time to do it. The bear led me to some nice rubs. Well, I've tracked the bear for about a half mile to these buildings here, and I can see that it looks like it walked up that way and probably back, because it looks like there's two sets of tracks going up, and then there's one that comes, so there's kind of two sets of tracks, and then one set goes off this way. I'm going to have to stop tracking soon because my sister's actually coming for joining us today for like a Thanksgiving meal, which is going to be exciting. But I'm just glad that this set of tracks is going in a different direction than where I heard those gunshots last night. Of course, that leaves the concern of maybe somebody was poaching a deer, but I just encourage you, if you ever think of doing something like that, please don't. You know, if you want to get an awesome animal, a trophy animal, push yourself, get some skills, develop some skills, and do it right. That's my encouragement. And those of you who haven't done much tracking, and get out, especially right after a snowfall, get out and do some tracking. It's a lot of fun, you know, and you never know what you're gonna find, because these animals lead you to some interesting discoveries. So it's pretty cool. Bear dug that up a little bit and went off this way. Walked all around these buildings here. Skirted the edge. Sniffing, I bet you it was just sniffing and scavenging for food.
At this point, I thought my tracking was about over because I had to get back before my sister arrived. But then I discovered that the tracks did a turnaround, which could have led the bear into some trouble. So I just couldn't quit yet. I had to keep going.
This is what I was worried about. This bear went completely all the way around this building. 360 degrees. I just tracked the bear. It turned and went over by the next building, and it looks like someone else was out, maybe tracking a little bit too. Some human prints. These are the bear prints. It's interesting the stories that the prints will tell you of what took place here. Bear prints and human prints coming right from that building there. And then they head down, the bear prints head down, and where I heard the gunshots is over that way, and there's some private houses over there, so private land. Makes me a little concerned. I'm not going to use the video camera or turn it on while I'm there, but there are some people out splitting wood in their yard over here in the direction where I heard the gunshots last night. So I'm going to stop over and ask them if they heard them and see if I can get any information out of them. Okay, so I found the tracks where they came out of the woods and walked across the street, and I saw them. They actually went right up to the people's house. I don't want to videotape their house, but you can hear they got a log splitter. They're splitting wood back there. Tracks went right up to the house, and then I walked down the street a little bit, and there was another set of tracks coming back. So the bear must have went up, walked around the house, went back, and the people called me over because they saw me walking around. They were wondering what I was doing.
By the way, I was walking around on the street, not walking around their house. I just had to say that in case I wasn't clear with how I worded that. Let's resume the explanation.
And I said, yeah, I'm just tracking the bear. Did you see it? And well, actually, I said, did you see the bear? And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, just tracking this bear, and the tracks go right up to your house. I was wondering if you saw it. And they're like, no. So, yeah, I don't think they were the ones who were doing the shooting. And I haven't found any blood. So, if anything, you know, could have been somebody else. Maybe the tracks go up to another house somewhere nearby and they were just scaring it off, or who knows. But It was kind of fun tracking it, and interesting to see the story that the tracks tell you, you know, and you try to piece it all together in your mind. So if you ever are looking for a good hobby, you know, and especially if you have some snow on the ground, try to get out there and do some tracking. As I'm talking, I'm looking at the deer tracks going into the woods and stuff, so that's why I'm looking off to the side. But hey, get out there and do some tracking. It's fun.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get on out there and go! Go, go, go! And let's thank God for the adventure while we're at it. Thank you, God. That was nice.